What's good, y'all? rlybeats here, and I'm going to show you today how to make realistic guitar melodies with VST. So if you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated for me, the algorithm, you, and the community. I'm gonna say this once, I'm gonna say this again, I'm gonna say it every single day of my life. If you're gonna make guitar melodies, I really recommend you use Electric Sunburst Deluxe. It's one of the most high quality guitar VSTs out there. It's a contact bank actually, so I really do recommend you use it. I like to make my own presets or just kind of mess with existing presets, and that's kind of what I did here. I just took a preset and removed some of the filters, add some amps and stuff, and here's what that sounds like right now. So I think I'm gonna go for a bit more of like a punk rock kind of vibe, but the same thing is still apply for whatever you're trying to do. And by the way, Electric Sunburst is only electric guitar, so if you want an acoustic guitar, there are other contact banks that do a very good job emulating those as well. What key am I gonna be in today? Let's just go A minor, because why not? So obviously the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lay down the bass notes. Now that I got my bass notes down, here's how that sounds. I did chop them up and add a bit more to it, so I'm going to turn these into chords. It's important to note that real life guitar, you don't play the notes that close together, so it's important to space the notes out, and you can do this with inversion, so I'm just going to bring these up an octave. And here's how this sounds now as chords. I do feel the bounce here, so I'm going to add a little bit here. Now here's a big reason why I recommend Electric Sunburst Deluxe. You can come down to B3, A sharp 3, A3, and G sharp 3, and all of these will have different effects. So one of the big effects that you can do is imitate fret slides, which you can do, I believe, with A3 and A sharp 3. My bad, it's actually G sharp 3 and A3. Just duplicating that. So something else you're going to want to do is you're going to want to strum your chords. So you can do that with Alt-S. I fucked that up, that's the save. How do you strum again? I press Control-S, that's my bad. So something you want to do with your chords, your guitar chords, is you want to press Alt-S, this will strum them. A little menu will pop up and you can mess around with the settings. Another thing you're going to want to do after you strum your chords is you're going to want to randomize the velocities. You can do this with Alt-R. Another little menu will pop up and you can just mess around with the settings. And this will give the whole thing more of a human feel. Here's how it sounds now that I've humanized the notes a bit. Something you want to do is you want to put guitar rig on your guitar. It's probably one of the best guitar effects you can use. You can get a free trial version that lets you use the plugin for 30 minutes. Like I said, I'm going to make this more of a punk kind of vibe, so I'm going to use a bit more heavy effects. A little bit of guitar rig sauce, but this is what I like to do. I like to come over to the mixer and just bring down the mix level of guitar rig. It'll be anywhere between 90 and about 30, just whatever sounds best to me. Something you'll often want to do with guitars, you'll want to make it stereo. So just come over here into the mixer and just bring this out to stereo a little bit, separate it. If you've seen any of my shorts, you know I'm going to add muted plucks. This is just a good layer for texture and effects overall. Since this isn't chords, you'll just want to Alt-R on it because Alt-S won't do anything. Then you'll want to add some form of top line melody, at least just something to counter the chords. So going back to what Electric Sunburst can do, the B3 is pretty cool because you can add this little effect. I'm not even sure what it's called, but it sounds good on your counter melody usually. So here's how it sounds with the effect added. Something I like to do with the melodies is I like to shorten the notes a bit because guitar notes do not get held indefinitely. And again, I'm going to add guitar rig to that. Something I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add one more top line so there's a bit more going on because it is a bit empty. I want that top line to be a bit more ambient, so I'm going to add a bit more of an ambient effect. And then from here you just want to mix what you have. You can add more, you can add less, it's really up to you at the end of the day. Something I like to do with my guitar melodies is I like to export them and then pitch them down, just mess around with the samples, so I'm going to do that real quick. You can just select all the patterns here by pressing shift and then clicking on the first one and the last one, and then you can just right click and press render and replace. So something I like to do is I'll open this up and then I'll just pitch it down a few hundred cents. Overall, it just makes it sound more realistic to me and just sounds better in my opinion. Gives it a bit more of a gritty feel too, I notice. So I'm not a big fan of this pattern here, so I'm going to do a few things to mess around with it. So pretty much I just made this layer a bit more ambient so it would fit in there a bit better, and then I just EQ slotted the rest of the guitars. So I just boosted this in the high mids here and dropped it down a bit in the mids, and then I made sure that these would fit together a bit better as well. And here's how the full thing sounds. Appreciate all y'all watching the video, especially up until this point. If you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be huge for me, for you, for the algorithm, and hey, I'd really appreciate it, and thank you if you do. That's gonna be all. Peace.